Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm here. We have Jason and Jen, who are right there. Hello.
Jen's pooping. That'll teach her. It didn't close.
I'm going to make sure we get this door fixed.
I swear to God, the latch stopped working, and it's been downhill ever since.
That is going to be... I'll do that after stream. I'm tired of that thing not closing.
Yeah, right. It's like the door moved.
Far too long.
What's going on, everybody?
Hi. Hope y'all are having a great day. It's hump day, everyone.
I don't. I hope they're all miserable. This is my new leaf I'm turning over.
How about this? I'll be really, really negative, and you be really, really positive, and we'll see what happens.
I don't know that I can pull off positivity, man. That's a tough one. I told him you were pooping.
I wasn't, but...
Jen was pooping.
I mean, everybody poops, but I wasn't.
Everybody poops. That was not me just now.
I had to get Maddie set up to make some soap. Oh, my light's not on.
Jen was pooping. You feel like you're in a post-apocalypse? What are you talking about? Your car is covered in ash? Are you someplace where fires are close by?
I hope so. Car's covered in ash.
Well, I hope
Well, his
you're
neighbor's,
not near
neighbor's
a fire.
house could have burned down. Hopefully it's okay no matter what's going on.
Thinking about taking a break from this for today.
You can't. I'm taking a break. I'm
Okay.
painting something new. You
Okay.
gotta continue.
All right. I'm stuck in scale jail.
5 million scale. Oh, scale jail is good.
Isn't it?
Jail.
I thought about it. I was like, I'm stuck in scale jail.
You hurt your back today unloading chairs at Newark
Oh,
Airport.
shoot.
Tim, don't do that.
Workers' comp.
Jen, quick to litigation.
Yeah. Jen's just like,
I mean,
That's
it's
what's
a
there for. Let's
work-related
go.
injury. Like, that's a legit work-related injury, right?
Quick to litigate. Was he wearing his hyena belt?
They forced, when I broke my foot at school, they forced me to go through workers' comp. I was like, it was my fault. It's not anything facilities related.
no.
It was completely my fault for being clumsy. And nope, because it happened at work.
Yeah.
It was a work-related
They get really
injury.
worried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All those liabilities.
Any ideas, Baby J?
My feelings are hurt. Can I get workman's comp for that?
No. You work with me. You better have
Yeah.
thick skin. 'Cause feelings? What is feelings?
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I'm doing pretty good on the whole thick skin category.
Feelings?
Dano, you can order the paints and then order the caps, but we won't put them on for you.
Yeah, no, we don't do it.
Unfortunately, we can't because manufacturing, they're one cap style. So
Yeah, we're not gonna like have manufacturing go through and put different caps on a line. We would never know how many to do in what
Never.
cap style. So we just have to kind of say we're gonna use the standard cap and that's it.
Yep.
Everything beyond that is made available for you to order. And we don't look at that as a profit section. That's literally offered as a convenience to you guys. Yeah, it's just we've thought about it a lot, as people have asked. But when we go through and we make a batch of paint, how do you decide what to do in what cap style?
Well, because I mean,
You just can't.
honestly, in when you look at the big picture, majority of people use the caps that come on the bottle.
Yeah, 90% of people love our twist caps,
Yeah.
and the people that don't have got the options. So it would be really difficult to
Yeah.
figure it out any other way.
Well, we appreciate you guys, Dano, and I mean, if there were a way,
We
would
would.
consider it.
We've
but
talked
it's
about it a
just-
lot. It's just we don't
we're-
know how.
We're in that spot where we're still very small, and so we don't have the personnel. They are a route. They really are amazing. When you really think about it, they just make more sense and they work better.
Mm-hmm. They work real good.
Yep.
But they are new. We get it. Some people.
Well, yeah,
don't.
it's just a learning curve. It's an adjustment, and people like what they like and what they know, what they're comfortable with, because they've used it the whole time that they've been painting.
Oh, we're probably minus some tools because they got packed to go to Nova, huh? Knives.
Mm-mm.
Knives aren't here.
Do you need me to get you something?
You got them all.
Oh, I do have them all, yeah.
You got 3 knives!
Yeah.
I'm like, tools must have been
So they didn't
appropriated for
get
something
packed.
else.
They
For
were.
Baby J's
Nova,
got
they
all
went
of
to
them.
Jordan.
I may or may not have had 3 knives on my desk.
What creature steals a lot?
Jordan.
Yeah, but what creature?
Because
we're trying to think of what
it's
a
the,
cartoon
the
character
one
he
from,
could be.
From
Oh,
the Harry Potter.
the Harry Potter
Yeah.
stuff. It's like a platypus that
Yes,
steals
it's-
jewelry.
It's so adorable.
That could be you.
What is that one called?
That would be cool.
That could be you. That thing that gets all the gems
What
that's
is
in
the
his pocket.
what is that movie even called with the
Fabulous Beasts and Where to Find
Oh yeah,
Them.
Fantastic Beasts. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I like Fabulous better. But
I like Fantastic.
they'd all be in like
Fantastic
sparkles.
because it's like Gentastic.
They Fabulous Beasts. They'd all be like in sparkly
I
clothing.
kind of
Yeah,
love this
they're fabulous.
because I could have like a pouch or something full of like paint bottles and paintbrushes
Yes.
that I've like absconded with.
That's exactly what it is. You're like a stealing marsupial.
Yeah.
He thieves. You wonder where anything is? Go ask Jordan. He's got it.
Hey, at least I know where they are.
Except you didn't have the business cards we were looking for the other day. Those were somehow under my desk. Under my desk on the floor. So they must have been on my desk, and I was like, get these off my desk! Had to be a reactionary thing, and shoved them underneath my desk.
Yeah.
But they were found.
Do we? What are you? You're not doing anything on camera. Do you want me to just go full screen for Jordan?
I mean, I'm about to be at a point where I'm going
Okay.
to start priming, but you can go full screen on him while he scale jails for a minute. I got to prime this thing.
I love that so much.
Scale jail.
I'm
is
in scale
perfect.
jail.
You are in
Which
scale
one? I don't
jail.
remember. Is it Jordan Solo?
Jordan Solo.
Yes.
No, it's
Yeah.
maybe.
Yes,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
Jordan full
Oh,
screen is
and then
without
we can probably take off the couch
Oh yeah.
cams.
I,
The couch cam.
the buttons do what they want sometimes.
Honestly, they do.
They kind of don't.
They do.
Well,
Okay.
except for when you have to restart the app because the buttons don't.
Then they
do
kinda
it.
do.
Yeah.
Well, they just don't do everything they're supposed to at that
Correct,
point in
yeah.
time.
Like
they
when
don't
I
do new
switch
stuff.
back-
They just kind of don't do what they're supposed to sometimes.
When I switch back to two painter, it probably will make my box disappear.
Yeah.
Hey, Liquor, your break is over already? Sounds like you're working too hard.
That sounds like you're working too hard.
Welcome to our world.
I'm eating on stream.
Yeah. Jordan was like, I was like, hey, what's today? And he goes, Wednesday. Stream starts in like 5 minutes. And I was like, oh my God. And he's like, yeah, we haven't even had lunch.
I know.
Yeah.
He was like, you want me to microwave something? I was like, that sounds horrible. Actually.
I'm gonna be honest, it's not great, but
I
it is
did have
food.
my banana bread late, so I'm okay for a minute. But
Yeah. I have not had anything. I've had exactly one Rice Krispie treat and
One
the
Rice
strawberry
Krispie treat.
the strawberry kiwi drink that I had during our meeting.
The Secrets of Dumbledore, what is that? I don't know
It's-
this movie.
It's they turned that whole franchise from like Fantastic Beasts into, oh hey, here's the backstory of Dumbledore
everybody?
and what's his face.
Can I
have you seen it?
Can I have the black mayo?
You may indeed so.
I haven't even heard of it.
What is that?
The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Yeah, we saw it.
No, we didn't.
we saw it.
We've seen the two Fantastic Beasts movies.
I think there's 3. Because
There
there
are
was
3.
The Secrets of Dumbledore, the last one, where it was Dumbledore and they...
I'm
Yeah.
Googling this because I do
Grindelwald.
not remember that at
Grindelwald,
all.
Crimes of Grindelwald, and...
That was cool.
Well, that was not the Dumbledore one, though. Grindelwald was...
The Dumbledore one was
Johnny
3.
Depp.
It was very focused on Dumbledore and...
Well,
All right, I'm Googling this.
the third
because-
one had Grindelwald, but it wasn't Johnny Depp. It was
It was a
Mads.
new guy.
Oh, because
Mads
that's right,
Mikkelsen.
because he was...
Outcast.
Yeah. Secrets of Dumbledore.
There is 3. From
Well,
movies.
and that one, the Secrets of Dumbledore was in 2022, and I don't think we've seen any movies.
I have
did?
seen it with you.
Really?
So yes. I mean, if I've seen it, you've seen it. Because I
know,
sure as hell didn't watch
I
it on
don't
my own.
remember it.
I think we watched it when Carter and the kid were over at the old house.
Oh, okay. Like on Thanksgiving, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is called Fantastic Beasts. Maybe that's what
Yeah, it's Fantastic Beasts.
the Secrets of Dumbledore.
Secrets of Dumbledore, yeah. No longer has anything to do with beasts. Has everything to do with characters from the original franchise. Alright. Well, every time I look at this, there were more scales that are done, which is good, I guess.
Question mark?
Yeah. Yeah. Back to scale jail we go. Why, thank you, T. Schmidt.
Oh, is it Jude Law? Yeah, that plays Dumbledore.
Yeah, Jude Law was Dumbledore.
Has he played Dumbledore in other movies? Because I do recall Jude
He
Law
was in
being
all the
Dumbledore.
Fantastic Beasts as Dumbledore.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. I think he was in the even in the.
He
first
was the one
too,
that
right?
recruited what's his nuts to go do all the stuff.
That's so
Okay.
very true. I remember this. Yeah.
The main character for Fantastic Beasts for the series was recruited by Dumbledore to be on the side of good against Grindelwald and
The evil man, who also was once friends / partners with Dumbledore. I don't know.
yes.
I don't remember.
Yeah, partners because they made the Horcruxes or whatever it was.
Yeah,
the two things
something
that they
like
couldn't
that.
harm each other. That was what the whole last one was about. Is that they had to break the crystal or whatever at the end so that he could
Yeah.
kill him. You just found out about a Star Trek board game today. Gloriously cartoony minis in it.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, Tim. I can send you a message in Discord.
Jen's like, I have the answers
I have
for
the
you.
answer.
I think I heard somewhere that they were going to redo the Harry Potter stuff, but I don't know if that's the case.
I think they were talking. I remember something about new stuff. I don't know about reboot.
Route saying that one of the streaming platforms was going to do Harry Potter as a TV show.
Oh, weird.
I feel like I heard that too.
Now that you mentioned TV show, I think I actually do remember hearing
Yeah.
that as well.
They are making a TV show.
Is it?
Let's Google it.
Is it a?
Google knows
Yeah,
everything.
I'd be curious to find out if it's like a remake or if it's a like post or like new set of cast and characters in different.
Yeah, it's on. It says Harry Potter TV series Network Max.
So that's HBO.
On April 12th, HBO confirmed reports that the magical Harry Potter book series is being adapted for television.
They're going to redo the whole thing?
That's really bizarre.
Like, why?
Like those movies are actually like
We know, so
pretty
as
good.
of-
The
yeah,
movies are
July
good.
21st.
They stand the test of time. Why do we got to make new ones?
Yeah.
Again, lazy Hollywood, taking no risks.
Well,
Yeah,
now,
no, I totally
honestly,
agree
now
with
nothing's going to happen because everybody's on strike there.
Yeah, that's true,
so
too.
That's true.
all of this is irrelevant.
There's so much stuff that's been getting delayed or pushed back because of this. This is like, this is a crazy amount of things. They're not messing around.
So it's apparently going to dive deep into each of the iconic books. And
It's so weird.
the CEO of HBO and Max Content assured fans that it would be a faithful adaptation.
As opposed to the not so faithful adaptation, the
I mean,
movies.
the movies were
They
pretty
were-
faithful.
They were pretty
Don't
good.
get, don't get me started. Hey, can you move the paper towels in the center, please?
I can absolutely do that.
The, yeah, don't get me started. Hollywood is the biggest group of unimaginative, non-risk-taking
Well,
people on the planet.
and the movies have been so long, they can't possibly use the original actors because they're all adults now.
Yeah, they're all adults.
Yeah, they have to recast the whole thing.
Or it would have to take place in a future. You know, it would have to be a expansion on
Well, not
Harry's
if
now
they're
a
gonna
teacher at the school and stuff like that.
If they're
you know?
retelling the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
original
Retelling it
stories.
doesn't make sense.
No.
It's all of those actors are iconic in their roles. Why would you even do that?
Yeah, I know. And they're still very much like around.
That would be as stupid as redoing Star Wars from Episode 4 and having a new Luke and a new Han and all that stuff. You know.
Don't tempt them.
Oh, they'll do it.
Yeah, don't.
They'll do it. They'll remake A New
gonna do
Hope,
it,
and it will have everybody, you know, with like whoever the new WB actors are.
Well, no, but I saw that you said that route, but I think the OG actors are probably irrelevant because they're too old to play those characters. If it's a retelling, if it were a continuation, then
Remember, Harry is like 12 at the beginning of, or younger
Very
at the
young.
beginning of the first movie.
the issue with continuation was because I see what you're saying. Sorry, I missed that whole first part of
Yeah,
what you
Gabe,
said.
exactly. I think they were. I did never read the books, but I enjoyed the movies. You know,
I
Welcome
have read
back,
all the books,
Potter.
and they're great.
Welcome Back, Potter would be so good.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
ooh, ooh,
Bob's
Mr.
and
Potter,
Duggar, that's amazing.
Potter.
Mr. Potter. You'd have to have Washington and Vinnie Barbarino.
Yeah.
That's a good Saturday Night Live skit right there.
Yeah. How have they not done that? They need one of the cast members to be the host, and then they can do that.
Because one of the interesting thing is, I heard a while ago that they were thinking about doing, like, the series was going to be, like, an extension of the movies. And it would just be, like, past.
Well, like their
It would be
children, like
yeah.
Harry and
New characters
what's her
and-
name's kid.
I can
Yeah,
see
exactly. Yeah. That, and I was like, I'd be down for that.
That
like
makes
how
sense.
the last, yeah.
Even if you couldn't get the same actors,
Daniel, right. If Daniel Radcliffe is not there playing adult Harry Potter, he's probably not super relevant to the story. If
Right.
it's still about Hogwarts, it's
Right.
about the next
it
generation.
could be about
of
Hogwarts,
kids.
the next
Yeah.
generation. Talk about Harry and everybody
Yeah.
in the background as
What they're doing, what their
Yeah.
lives are like. You
Yeah.
can get
And
stills or.
well,
like,
yeah, and if it's a continuation, they can write it without J.K. Rowling. So
But yeah, it's just more proof that nobody has good original ideas that they're willing to take risks on. They just want money. They don't want to have to earn it
it's a shame.
in Hollywood.
It's a shame.
There's a lot of talk about that right now. It's like if you want to take old movies and old fairy tales and stuff and make new movies about them, but change them entirely, then
Just write your own
new
story.
stories.
yeah,
Don't take old stories that the only reason you're going to make money is because people's expectations of the old stories, but then you put a whole new story on it and piss people off.
yeah.
Make new stories from the beginning.
Well, but there's also, like Gabe is saying, I would have liked to have seen what else was going on around the world, like at other schools. But you could have even told the same time period from like Malfoy's point of view.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Well, and people are saying there's a lot of other stuff they can talk about. Well, they made a pretty expansive idea of a world. The world
Yeah.
itself wasn't very expansive in Harry Potter, but from what I saw in the movies, I haven't read the books. But they had the ideas there that laid the foundation that you could tell a lot of things in the world of Harry Potter.
So
you know,
many
there were other places other than Hogwarts.
Right. That's what Gabe is saying. Yeah.
Right.
There were
There
other
were lots of
schools.
other
There were other
magic
schools, so you could
yeah.
go to other wizarding
Yeah.
schools and tell whole new stories with whole new batches of people that weren't even in that world. It could be extraneous and kind of tangential, I guess, to what happened in the main
Yeah.
storyline. Yeah, that was the whole thing with the Lord of the Rings, is they should have done the same thing. They had so much they could have done by going east and into those lands and
Write a
told
whole
the
new
Blue
story.
Wizard stories
Yeah.
and that Tolkien never even told,
Yeah.
but he left open-ended to tell how it needed to go.
Yeah.
Could have just done it, but
Yeah.
and still been able to rely on the IP that
yeah.
was going to draw
Yeah.
people that love it. Because I know that that's where the fear for Hollywood is that they're fearful that original ideas don't draw money, right? And so they want to go and grab old IP that people are interested in and then tell new stories on them, right?
Yeah.
Because these people are like, hey, we're going to take the Tolkien out of Middle Earth, you know, and that kind of stuff. And it's like, well,
You're like,
okay,
how about no? Let's not do that.
his parents were at Hogwarts with Snape and Tom Riddle. See, that stuff would have been cool.
Yeah, yeah. Do a TV show of that. I'd be down
Well,
to
yeah,
watch
because
that.
like the Fantastic Beasts stuff was fun.
Yeah. I mean, you could even do like
Oh,
the
but
active
sound.
era.
My britches with delight.
Thank you, Gabe.
Hello.
That was what Tom.
So route, or if you're saying you disagree because Avatar was just Pocahontas, but you enjoyed it. So I'm not saying that you can't take storyline tropes, because that's going to run concurrent through lots of things. You can read 100 sci-fi books and there's probably 10 stories you've just read, but there's 100 ways to tell the same story. That's not the same thing that I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, like somebody mentioned, IP milking, right? If I were to go back and remake Pocahontas, right, but do it in a way that was in the same time period, same characters, using all the same things that people love about it, but change the story entirely to fit whatever my, whatever, if it was a socio-political cause or just a different storytelling fiction I wanted to do, then basically that's like rug pulling, right? That's getting people who love the idea of what you're taking as your original form, but you're adapting it into something they don't recognize anymore, right? And while people can do it, you can buy the license and do whatever you want. It just seems smarmy to me, It's like, write your own story, be brave.
Yep.
Right? Like, literally, be brave. You can write the story you wanted to do, and it can be, like I said, it can be, kind of parallel to Pocahontas, like you said, for Avatar or whatever. But, those things are tropes. Those are themes that recur because, like, watch anime. Anime is 5 different
Super
themes.
derivative, yeah.
5 million stories about 5 derivative themes.
Yep.
But they're all unique in their own way because of the way they present their characters, the story they put their characters into, but the overall theme can remain the same, right? Man versus nature, like Godzilla or whatever. And it can be told in a million ways and all be enjoyable. So you can say oh, I love that. Oh, and I love that too. And they don't get compared the same way just because the themes are similar. What happens is, and when you lose, is when you take the IP, like if I were to remake Godzilla, but I threw away everything that was Godzilla, which they've done in the past. Like that one with the one in New York, Godzilla 1999 or 2000 or whatever it was, right? Remember,
Yeah.
it was Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
It was horrible. That wasn't Godzilla.
Well,
had nothing to do with Godzilla.
I really like that movie.
But it can be a good movie,
Yeah,
but
I
it
like
wasn't
it on its
Godzilla.
own. Yeah.
It was a story that needed its own name, but they tried to tie it
Yeah.
into Godzilla because it was a moneymaker. It was a guaranteed moneymaker
You
to have a
could
Godzilla
keep
movie.
that movie exactly the same
And
and
call
put a
it
different
something
title
else.
on it, and it would still be cool.
Scale Jail. You could call it Scale Jail.
Jail.
You could call it Scale Jail, and you'd still be. I'm not saying you can't like the movie or that the movie is even bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it should have been something else. Had they
Yeah, I
taken
agree.
the Rings of Power and not had it tied to the Tolkien world, it would have been more interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Because the way they butchered the IP was just like, why are you even doing this?
But the thing is, when you are a fan of something and you go to watch something else, you have an expectation of what you're going to get. And the problem is when you go into something with an expectation of what should be there, and you don't get any of it,
Yeah.
you're like, why did I just watch this movie?
Yeah. Moose says, the snake is stunning, Mr. J.
Oh, why thank you so much, Moose.
Said you have the light
He's
effect
killing it. It's
perfect.
looking great.
Yeah.
I am truly in scale jail,
Scale Jail.
but it's a nice jail. It's like comfy. It's got some nice, comfy chairs and a nice plush bed with some nice pillows on it. We're living pretty good in scale jail. The
You
food's
just
all right,
started
though.
rereading Dune, Gosu, and it's much better than when you were a kid. Yeah, it has a lot of deep thematical things that you have to, like, puzzle together throughout its writing. So the older you get, I think the more sense it makes, and it brings a depth to it that even though it was fun to read as a kid, it becomes better as you age. The good old days, like being 8 years old and watching the older Dune.
Look at that gradient on Jordan's palette right there.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's
This
really
one?
pretty. Well, now
Oh,
you
I
just
moved it
moved
away. Sorry, I moved it the other direction. This one right here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Death Spawn, that's what we were saying, is that they're going to remake Star Wars and change the whole theme of it, recast everybody, have it be Luke and Leia that have kids.
So weird.
Are they
It had
versus
Sting
Dessert?
from the Police. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. As Fade Ralph.
Yep.
Although the new Fade in this next Dune Part 2 looks absurdly awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Harkonnens in the Villeneuve one like shave their bodies bald, like hairless.
Oh,
You know, they
interesting.
live on a very dark industrial world that has no natural stuff at all.
Oh,
So it kind of
interesting.
makes sense that they're lightless. They have
Yeah.
like sunless, lightless underground.
They're like super pale.
Well, in the books, the Harkonnen have allowed their hatred of the Atreides to guide their entire family's vision since
Interesting.
the Battle of Corrin, where I'm gonna forget what was his name. Atreides. I forget the guy who was enslaved by Agamemnon. One of the Cymex was an Atreides, and he rebelled and destroyed his father. Basically, was Agamemnon, but Agamemnon gave him like eternal life almost. Like he doesn't age.
Oh, interesting.
And so he, because the patron for the Harkonnen family was a traitor during the Machine Wars, he sided with the machines. And so he was a traitor at the Battle of Corrin. He turned away and didn't do his part. The humans wound up winning anyway, but Atreides turned him in, said that he was a traitor. And so the Harkonnen family was
upset, to say the least.
excised, whatever you call it. They were
Excommunicated
and sent off to a barren planet with no money and took all their accounts and the emperor and all of that stuff. So they have hated the Atreides ever since, even though they were the ones in the wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's what drives their entire family.
Got it. Okay.
And leads you to Dune.
Yeah.
Leads you to the events of Dune.
I have a question from Deathspawn. If you don't have a base for a 3D printed model, how would you mount it to airbrush and paint it?
If you don't have a base, so you can get bases. Like you can buy on Amazon or eBay, you can buy the same like Warhammer bases in those sizes, and you can just pick whatever size you need and buy a plastic base to glue it to if you don't have one. You can 3D print bases. There's all sorts of options. You can, if you have other models, you can pull bases out of other kits. That's generally what we do around here. We just find bases laying around in various spots from models that we never built or use resin bases for or something. There's always bases to be had. But one of the best deals is on eBay or Amazon or both. You can go in and type Warhammer bases, and you'll get those black plastic.
Said he's waiting for bases. Sounds like he's got bases on the way.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
So in the meantime, I think he wants to start painting it. Oh, maybe.
Oh.
And wants to know what to do.
I mean, poster tack on a handle, like a bottle cap or something like that. We have handles and stuff, but that's all it is.
Like
is
an aspirin bottle.
And then you got to be careful though, because if it has feet, if it's a humanoid and you push it down into poster tack, be careful that you don't cover the side of the feet. You can still get paint on them, right?
T. Schmidt, Matt and Ben are going to be making some videos on that.
Yeah, and using pinning works really well. Here, turn it back to 2 painter, and I'll show like
Oh, it didn't make me disappear. That's good.
Right. So like on my Shinobi bust, I just drilled a hole and put a piece of armature, heavy gauge armature wire, because it's a bigger model, so that I could have it be, on a cork while I hold it. You can do this in smaller, like brass rod or plastic tubing that you have laying around. Just drill a hole in the bottom of a foot, put a paper clip in there, and then stick a paper clip in a wine cork, or, hold on to the paper clip. You can put it into, this is a bad example because this one's round, but if you have a pin vise, right, or a drill bit holder, you can open that up, put the paper clip in there, tighten it down, or you can even just take this and drill into the bottom of the model. So you could take, this has a base on it, so, right, but if you take and just drill the bit up into the foot of the model or something like that, right, and then you can just have it on the drill bit and hold it like that if you don't mind getting paint on your drill bit. Then you can just hold your drill and spray it to prime it.
I would do that with the larger, like slightly larger drill bits if you can, because there's the like really, really thin ones. Those have a tendency to break.
Yeah, you want to use like a 1.5 millimeter or bigger.
Yeah.
Death, what's going on? I guess it should be more specific. Death from Impulsor. There's a lot of deaths in the chat.
Many deaths in chat.
Siobhan said I used to use M&M Minis tubes. That
Gosh, I remember
like
those.
The perfect.
They had the flip cap, and they were the little bitty like Tic Tac size M&Ms.
Cool. To hold, and they're long. That's actually really very smart, Siobhan.
Kids wood blocks. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff you can use. All right, so here's what I'm painting.
It's cute.
Aww.
I am painting this because it's too damn cute to not paint it. I said I wasn't going to buy anything at Gen Con, and I got roped into buying this because across from us was the Hit Point Press booth, and this little owl warrior was on a big 8-foot banner. Hit my camera here. Was on a big 8-foot banner, and so I was staring at this little owl the whole time going, dude, if I was to play D&D, I would be that character. And I would be this cute-ass little bitty owl warrior with, like, a sailor's mouth.
I was just going to say, it's got to be, like, super sweary.
I would be cussing all the time, smoking, drunk all the time. And when you looked at the party, everybody would want to talk to me. Oh, look at the little cute... And I'd be the pissiest little cantankerous bastard on the planet, but I would look like this. I would be this chubby little owl warrior that's just super cute, right? You can imagine it running along, little feet, having to keep up with everybody else. Like you're always at a jogging pace while people are just, walking, you know?
Gabe said I bought every model they had. They really roped me in.
They were good stuff. They were totally good stuff. Yeah.
Who broke the news to you that they actually had miniatures? Wasn't it
Gabe?
Yeah.
Gabe said they have a miniature of that. And then I went over and I bought the miniature. It came in a box of like 5 or 6 little bird characters for D&D or RPGs, which are all cool. There's like a rooster and a crow and all sorts. They're like wizards and druids and things like that. So they're all really neat. And then it had like a villager one and stuff like that. But then they tell me they have an STL for this guy so you can get him bigger. So I was like, oh, for like $5 you can go buy the STL and you can print him out bigger. But I don't want to mess with that because I think that the greatest part of it is he's so small.
He's very, very small.
Because you've got him like, you know, with our big railgun rhino and the little owl warrior. So
what a combo.
And this is if you can imagine this on an 8-foot banner, this is what I had to stare at the whole show. Right?
Yep.
And I'm just like, okay, I have to get that. If there's a model of that, I'm buying it and painting it on stream. So here we are. This is what we do now, chat. We paint this guy. He's
Maverick
so good.
Minis wants to know if you ever sell your finished models.
I mean, I don't
He
look too
doesn't
purposefully,
finish
but I
them.
guess
Do you finish them?
technically they're all
To
for
sell?
sale. I don't hold on to anything. I don't
Everything's
care.
got a price.
Everything's for sale.
$350.
We tried to give away Jen on stream one time.
Yeah.
We put her on the wheel and spun the wheel. I don't think anybody won you. They won our couch though.
No, I was the
Oh, you're supposed to go to Australia. Somebody from Australia won Jen on the.
Still waiting for that plane ticket.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the plane ticket.
Oh, you don't get away that easy. She did sad face.
Hey, maybe we can find some event to go to in Australia that seems compelling enough for us to go.
You would love to run a D&D one-shot for the Monument crew? Only if Jen plays. Jen did a little RPG one-shot where we were like surviving zombies or something at Valhalla in the fall. And she enjoyed it, but it was only like
fun.
a couple hours.
That was fun, but I'm not. I had no idea what was happening.
Well,
no,
and
no idea
DM
what was going
Scotty...
on. I didn't know how to participate, really.
DM Scotty did it
pretty
to where you
good.
didn't have to do anything other than play your role.
Right, and he did pretty good, too, when he's like, all right, he would, like, ask me questions specifically
Yeah.
to get me more involved, because I was just sitting there like, oh, what's happening?
Like, what were you doing if you're being chased?
Yeah.
I would run.
Yeah.
Okay, you run. Okay? You see a door. What do you do?
I need to go with that door. And who survived? I did.
Jen did. I died.
I'm the only one who survived.
I don't remember what I did. I blew up something and blew me up
Yeah.
and whatever.
But I survived, though, by, like, hiding, so I don't know if that really counts.
You hid.
I mean, that's probably the best thing to do when the zombies are... It was like Area 51 with zombies is what the whole thing was. And we were like in a diner and had to figure out how to get out of the diner.
Yeah.
And
we had to go to there was a grocery store, and that was, like, part of my clue was, like, okay, you have to go into this grocery store because there's something, I don't remember what it was. But
Yeah.
I was like, we have to stop at this store. And everyone's like, why? And I'm like, well, maybe there's, like, a butcher knife or something. I don't know. I'm like...
maybe there's a butcher knife.
And there was. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. I have always thought that Jen would really like that type of stuff.
Like a one-shot sort of deal?
Well, just I think role-playing in general, I think would be good if you got into the mechanism of how the game works, because a lot of them can be done by just getting in character and acting, right? Because it really is just storytelling.
Right.
There's a component of gameplay to it if you do combat ones where you have to make a character and you have certain ability points, and it's like, okay, roll a die and compare it to your dexterity value, and that is just a random determination on if you succeed at doing what your character wanted to do. So that's really all RPGs are. Make a character, it has these values for what's important to you, whether it's strength, dexterity, wisdom, intelligence, charisma, baseline attributes that a character would have, and then you tell a story as a group, with a director who is the DM who writes the overall. It's like a choose your own adventure book, right? There's a lot of blanks in the story that this person's put together, and the characters fill in the blanks. And it can all go horribly wrong, because you can all roll ones when you needed to roll tens, and all of a sudden the whole place dies, and then you start over. But the nice thing is the DM is always in control. The story's never written, so the DM can be like, oh, everybody's knocked out, but Jen saves the day because in her pocket was the little animal that runs over and flips the switch. Who knows? But they can create the MacGuffin that saves the day to keep the story going. So it can be pretty cool. You just have to have a good group of people playing that you can trust are all going to be invested similarly in the story, and not people that are just like they're horsing around if you're serious about it, or serious about it if your intention is to horse around. And that's usually where it loses me, is there's always some, crackpot in the group that just wants to act completely out of character or whatever. And you're like, dude, we're either doing this or we're going to eat dinner. There's not a whole lot of in between, so.
Death Spawn, we'd have to do the math on that, but probably pretty high.
The math?
Said, what's the price to be a Signature Series partner for the Neon series? Everything has a price. Jen said so.
Jen said so.
He was asking about this yesterday. So it's not a cost.
Well, it is. The cost of
Well, the artist doesn't pay us to have a signature set. That's not how it is.
Correct. The artists do not pay for it.
We
if
reach out to artists that are friends.
Though, there would be quite a hefty price.
Being completely transparent with the process for a signature, because I think it's important.
Yeah.
We reach out to people who we have known for a long time, who have been supporters of the brand, who have a defined following that is marketable, right? Because we got to sell product in order to help the artist the way the program is intended to. Because the real goal of it is to make sure that we can generate an income stream for the artist that helps them to continue to create content. We love that in our industry, hobbyists are the marketing, not marketing agencies, when you really think about it. That we all go watch YouTube and Twitch and things like that, and there are people just like us that are sitting around painting and doing this, being social. And so in order to make that work, we have to make sure that there is a crowd of people that isn't just the Monument Hobbies crowd that will support this artist because they want to see their content grow and continue as well. And so we started with John and Vince. We've loved Ben and Matt forever. We got reintroduced to them through another partner of ours. And, it was a great match. It has to work from a standpoint of being able to have a legitimate story of why these colors are used. We don't want to just make colors and assign names to them. We want people to say, hey, these are colors I use that I don't find anywhere. And would you be willing to help me make them? And because that then not only extends the colors in our lineup, but also is a real good story, right? These people that we look at their art and we go, gosh, how did they do that? Are great influences on many people for painting. And Ben and Matt teach a ton of classes overseas. And a lot of people have learned the miniature art side of this hobby from them.
I mean, heck, I learned a lot from the Painting Buddha
Painting
videos.
Buddha, yep.
Yeah, way back when.
Yeah, when some people were asking me, like, I don't know these artists, where are they from? And I said, have you ever heard of Painting Buddha? Like, oh my God, I started painting watching that channel.
Yep.
I'm like, well, there you go.
They're not new on the scene.
No, most certainly not.
Vile Need said, I would love a neon green and yellow for my Nurgle demons.
Well,
we got 'em.
Well,
You might be getting one. We're getting
Violet, have you
those.
been here
Getting
on
one of
stream
each.
to see? There's the green.
Oh,
It
yeah.
actually looked pretty neon. There.
There's the yellow.
Those actually look pretty bright.
Boing.
There's the orange.
The orange,
the
does
orange
not,
is so bright
orange
the camera
does not
blows
look as
out.
bright as it really is in real life.
This is the
the
green.
Neither
pink.
does the pink
Right.
Painted with it
The
or
yesterday.
the
magenta
purple.
y purple.
Well, that one does look pretty bright on the camera.
Yeah. And then we have a blue.
Also does not read as
None of
bright
them
as
do
it
it.
actually
None
is
of them
in
do
real
it
life.
justice. But he used the green, on that guy yesterday, and it's fantastic. Siobhan with more useless information.
Why have I been missing
Final
stream?
book in the original run of Choose Your Own Adventure was Mayday, written by Edward and Andrea Packard, and was published in the year 1998.
What else happened in 98?
What else happened in 98?
He just makes this stuff up, by the way. He just assigns 98 to everything.
He Googles random facts and then just plugs 1998 in as the year.
And then changes the
changes
wiki
it
page.
when he copies and pastes, he changes the year.
He tells us he works for the airlines, but what he really does is he works for Wikipedia.
I thought he worked for the government.
He works for Wikipedia. And what he does is he goes and changes the wiki page to enter all the dates as 1998 so that he can be like, I am a factual guy. I always
What?
tell the truth. That's what he says all the time.
When was World War II?
1998.
1998.
When was World War
The
One?
schools blame the schools.
1998.
They lie to you. It was all 1998. I was 28 years old and didn't realize that there was a war breaking out.
File needs. I think that's you. I think it's you. Does anyone else have any issues with work? Because it's not. We're
Nah.
not seeing any issues right here.
Now the stream is 5x5.
Refresh.
Just one scale at a time. We're gonna
Just
get
one
there.
scale at a time.
We're gonna get there.
99 million scales on the wall. 99 million scales.
Oh gosh, no. It's horrible.
Take one down, pass it around. 98,999,999 scales on the wall.
Scale jail is truly.
Death from Impulsor. That could be us too. That the volume on our end is a little bit low, maybe.
Could be. Who's low? Me?
No, just Death from Impulsor said the sound drops out every so often. That it could just be when we get quiet or like if their head's down or something up there.
That could be.
We just installed a new mixer, so we're kind of working through all of the
Trial and error.
sound stuff all over again.
Siobhan posting more pictures of his dog's gourmet food.
Oh my gosh, I need to go look at this.
I was gonna say he needs to, like, Tim was like, "Can you adopt me?"
Yeah, well, that's.
Tim said he was gonna go to the dog shelter and act adoptable.
He's saying, Siobhan is saying, don't, to Lumberjack Tim, don't steal my dog's lunch, by the way. So if you guys are wondering what we're talking about, Siobhan, if you go into our Discord and look in the cute pet pics, you're going to see Siobhan's dog eating better than I do at lunchtime. He gets like orange chicken with broccoli.
What the heck?
Did he have like pizza yesterday or something?
He got, like, today it was like udon noodles with tempura shrimp and holy mackerel, the dog eats
need to
better
keep
than we
Cora
do.
away from the Discord for
Keep
sure.
Cora away from the Discord. She'll be mad. Why don't I get cool, awesome meals?
Cora, she's a little food whore. She will sit in front of Jason first when we're
Yep.
eating. She'll sit in front of Jason and just stare at him, hoping for a morsel of something. And then he'll finish eating, and he'll be like, "Okay, come here." And then nope, she turns and comes right over to me
What?
because I'm still eating,
Oh.
and waits for whatever I might drop. But she definitely goes to him first because I don't give her food very often. I don't give her human food very often.
I love how you backtracked on that one. I don't feed my dog.
He's like, okay, hold on.
I don't give her food. I mean,
She should forage for her own. She's capable.
that's right. She's a dog.
She's a dog.
She's a dog.
There's plenty of cat poop out in the yard that she can eat.
Oh, gross.
Oh no.
Please, no. I like my carpet nice and clean.
Maverick,
There's nothing
pizza
out there.
sounds super good.
I walk out there with her. I watch her sniff around. And if she doesn't linger in one place for too long, I figure she's safe to be out there by herself. But if she lingers, then I have to stay with her to make sure she doesn't eat the cat poop.
Yeah.
Because our neighbor's
cat
cats.
just wanders and poops everywhere. I think that since we did the front the way we did, that it probably is more happy about the front than the back. Because I don't think the cat likes the dog much.
No. Well, the cat enjoys taunting the dog.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was pretty fun.
That sounds hilarious.
Jen took a video
Did you see that?
of the cat sitting up on the wall,
No.
taunting
I sent a
our dog,
video.
and our short little dog like trying to leap up the wall to get the cat.
Where
The
is
cat's
this
like, "Yay,
video?
whatever, shorty."
I gotta see this.
It was funny.
I'll show you
Okay.
when we're done.
Yeah.
Dark golden brown base. Your dog is blind, so the neighbor's cat taunts the dog every day. Oh my gosh. Somebody asked, is there a rough kind of sneak peek idea of releasing the neons? Do you mean like time-wise, Deathspawn? My goal would be that if they all prove out nicely, we can get them out maybe by Christmas, by the holidays, as a 6-color set.
Tim knows.
Tim knows the answer. Soon.
Okay, Siobhan. I'm positive there was a time. Okay. You corrected it. So Siobhan said it can't be supreme. Dogs can't eat certain toppings like onions. So I have to cook all my dog myself to make sure nothing like that gets in there.
Don't cook your dog.
Don't
eat
cook
Don't
your
cook
dog.
your dog and don't eat the paint.
Dogs
Don't eat the paint. Don't
food,
cook your dog.
To clarify.
I think it's
Please don't cook your dog.
Yeah, don't.
Your dog's cute.
don't cook your dog. Don't eat your dog either. I'm ordering some freaking
Greasy
dumplings.
hands and painting don't go together. Well, I'm about to eat Funyuns, so.
I'm ordering some dumplings tonight. I'm tired of not having dumplings. I need dumplings in my life. There's a great place.
Find a place?
Well,
Titch, thank you for the follow.
So there's a restaurant back in Seattle which does like overnight delivery on frozen xiaolongbao, and they're incredible.
So you're gonna have them overnight delivered?
They do free delivery if you do over $100.
That sounds like a lot of dumplings.
It's like 100-something dumplings.
But then
Gabe.
they're frozen.
Two wrongs
You
don't
keep
make a
them in your
right.
freezer, and then you have them.
Yep.
Sounds like a good plan.
Except they're going to be gone very quickly, as they usually do.
Gabe, you're not helping. Gabe said, "What if I cook my dog?"
I know,
and eat
I
the
see it.
meat?"
I just told him two wrongs don't make a right.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I was listening to Jordan's
Gabe.
story about the dumplings.
That sound right there, which the Twitch chat cannot hear, is the sound of a fire engine coming after Gabe. We're trying to eat his dog.
I think that's what the fire department does.
What do they do?
Put out fires.
Oh,
He's trying to say they come out to Gabe for cooking his dog and drinking paint.
oh.
They're close enough. They're like right around the corner.
Yeah, 2 rights don't make a wrong. 3 rights do make a left. And 3
Siobhan,
lefts do make a right.
Siobhan said, "I've actually had women dump me once they found out my dog eats better than them. Pro tip: don't cook your dog fillet in front of a girl and then immediately go, okay, want to go to McDonald's?"
Oh my god.
That is such a me thing. That'd be like dollar menu for you, babe.
Menu.
Dollar menu
High
for you.
class.
But the dog's eating well. I can only afford for one person to eat well, so it's my dog. Gabe says he's on the other side of the stream, which means he's on chat side. But you're in this
What?
building, my friend, and we have sharp objects.
Yeah, I can go run to your office in like 10 seconds.
We
Watch.
also
Hey,
pay
chat.
you. We don't pay chat.
Hey, chat. Hey, chat. Watch this.
Uh-oh.
He's gone.
Gone.
He's gone. Which also means Hipster Gumby is also gone too.
Yeah. Gabe, you better go hide. So stabby.
No stabby.
Oh, no stabby.
Was that what I thought
I
it
hear
was?
something out there.
Oh my gosh. No. Oh my gosh.
This is why we need cameras throughout the buildings, so we can...
Observe.
Phil said, rip in peace.
More like ripping pieces.
Rip in pieces. Phil, he's been gone a while. You might want to go check on Gabe. Oh, there he is. The handle.
You get him?
Anybody know how to get blood off a work shirt?
That's what happens to traders at Monument Hobbies.
Baking soda and vinegar. Let's go.
He will forever remember which side he should have chosen. Club soda gets blood off a work shirt.
Yeah,
Good.
Club Soda gets, yeah.
Club soda gets everything off of everything.
Oh, so good.
Peroxide, then Dawn. You guys know a lot about this.
How'd you get him in the ceiling so fast?
He
We
probably
left him. I
jumped.
left him in his chair. We'll take him out to the desert later. I don't think he'll start smelling for a while. He'll be all right.
It's hot.
He'll be all right.
It is warm. It's quite warm.
It'll be all right.
So we had rain last night,
Oh my God,
And-
did we?
Yeah.
and this morning I went and let the dog out, and I looked, and on my watch shows the temperature outside. It said 84. I'm like, oh, nice.
But it felt like a million. Oh my God, humidity
Then
sucks.
I opened up the weather app to look at the humidity, and
It's
it was
super high.
61%.
Yeah.
Like, this is not the desert that I
It-
signed up for.
I saw the flashes coming through my blinds last night, and I was like, oh, I gotta open these blinds. Because I love thunderstorms. I
Yeah.
think
Oh, they're the
super cool.
coolest too here.
Yeah.
I mean, we get really good storms.
Yeah.
But the afterwards is pretty gross.
Yeah. Just gonna casually throw the rain in our face like that, huh? Must
I'm
be
gonna
nice.
go back to the part where I said we live in a desert.
Yeah.
This is-
Hello, we live in Arizona, okay? We
this
deserve it every
is,
once in a while.
Yeah. We do like to throw our rain around at this time of year. We brag about it
A little bit.
a little bit.
But we like it. It's fair.
All right, here's the other question. What color should I do the underside of the neck?
Oh.
Underside of the neck.
Snick.
Neck. Like this part.
Belly-
Punisher?
Belly scales.
Plaid.
It's not gonna be plaid.
I vote plaid. Hot pink. Wait a minute. I'm gonna get stabbed. I think I just did the whole don't side with chat thing.
You did.
Damn it.
Actually.
I should learn to not compromise.
Did you get infected by Hipster Gumby's
He
weird...
did spit on me and bleed on me as I was stabbing him. A lot of bodily fluids flying around in that room as I
Did
was.
you learn from your game that when the stuff gets on you, you turn into like a sheep or something?
Well, I try to stay away from the pink stuff.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, that's right. You were gonna play the game.
I did.
You did. Have you guys
I
talked
did.
about this yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I played it for like an hour. And then I had to turn it off.
Because you were going to break something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this isn't so bad. And then just like out of nowhere, some
Died.
guy just like pops up with a shotgun and goes, boom.
Oh, when you hear in
Just
Noida,
like, oh my God.
if you hear you jump. You get out of the way.
Yeah.
You get out of the way. Because they will come around corners. They will be in the darkness. They're fast and they aim is really good. So
Yeah. I was not prepared.
I couldn't play for more than an hour last night. I was going to break stuff.
Yeah,
I got the worst RNG last night. I was like, I can't, for the last 2 days, ever since I died, I think that what happens is the game is making fun of me.
It's making fun of you because you died?
For being so close to a win and not finishing, that now it just doesn't give me anything worthwhile. I haven't seen a good wand. I haven't seen good spells for 2 days now. And it's never, like, I haven't played the game super long, but I've been playing it enough that I can say that it's never been this much of a drought of useful things. Like, I just don't get anything useful. My final run that made me quit last night, I got 1 spark bolt, 1, on my starter wand, and I didn't see another wand with a projectile on it for the rest of the game.
That sucks.
Nothing. They had like Lumi drills and things like that, which are very useful, but don't kill mobs. And so since I didn't have, and everything that was in the Holy Mountain was a wand with useless crap on it, or 2 of the Holy Mountains were just spells, and none of them were anything good. Nothing that I could use. No harmful projectile spells that I could shoot people with.
That game really does not tell you anything.
No, it doesn't. You just got to learn it and watch YouTube videos. Welcome to my hell.
Well, I'm in my own hell right now, so...
Snake jail?
Snake jail.
It's a scale jail.
Scale jail.
Scale jail. I've been doing my time in scale jail.
It dumped in Jersey. Gabe's like, I'm not dead. I feel better.
Here's an actual question that I had. So I never actually went left of the starting area. Is there anything left of the starting, like when you get dropped down?
And right. You start at the cave mouth.
Yeah.
You can go over the mountain, and there's a whole world right, the desert.
Okay.
And you can go left to the winter biome, and there's a huge lake with a kraken in it that is a boss you can kill at the far left.
Oh.
And there's
So
there's a big pyramid in the desert to the right that has a boss in it.
Cool.
Those are easy bosses to get to. Don't go.
Don't go.
The pyramid boss you can kill if you're smart after doing like the first 1 or 2 biomes. If you get good wands, you can kill it. It's a spidery thing that has a center body that opens up. It's indestructible until it opens up, unless you get a plasma cross. You'll see a spell that's a cross, a plus sign, and it's called plasma cross. And if you tie it to a trigger spell, you'll see spells that have timers and triggers. It'll be called like trigger, spark bolt trigger. That means that it fires that spell, and when it hits something, it launches whatever spell comes after it. So, like the plasma cross, when you cast it, it sits on you and it'll kill you because it's plasma energy and it makes a cross. So if it touches you, you die.
Got it.
But if you put it on a trigger, you can fire the trigger, and where it hits, it launches the cross. And the cross will kill that boss really quickly because it gets through its invulnerability.
Got it.
So you can kill it pretty quick, and it drops some neat stuff. It drops 2 really, really good wands. So trying to kill the pyramid boss early is good. And there's nothing on the way that'll hurt you. You can just walk on the desert. It's fine.
Okay.
The tough part is getting over the mountain. Because if you don't start with a digging wand or a way to do it, you can't jump without a lot of practice high enough. You can't levitate high enough to get over the mountain. And don't go play with the Kraken until you have water breathing. Which sometimes is never.
Sometimes is never.
Sometimes I just haven't ever gotten water breathing in the entire thing, and he's down deep enough you can't get to him. So
Interesting.
Yeah, the randomization makes it to where sometimes you just can't do certain bosses. But you can go to parallel worlds, and in those parallel worlds, find the spell you need to come back to the original world and kill it.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely going to play some more.
It is super in-depth. Tons going on.
The thing that I really enjoyed about it the most is, like, the world is very destructible.
Like I said, everything's rendered. Every pixel you can blow up.
Yeah. So, like...
And usually does.
There's, like, little lanterns...
Oh, yeah, they'll drop down and catch fire to stuff.
So, like, in the mine, there's, like, a bunch of wood and stuff in the mine. And if you, like... There's also, like, oil.
Yep.
And stuff. So
beware of fluids.
Yeah.
Green and pink.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's called staining in the game. When you go through a fluid, it stains your clothes. And so it'll continue to have an effect on you as long as your clothes are stained. Water is one of the few things that gets rid of stains.
Okay, so if you have poison on you, you can jump in water.
You can jump in water and it will get rid of the poison stain.
Okay.
you can jump in, believe it or not, you can jump in poison to get rid of fire. You can jump in oil to get rid of fire, but once you're oiled, do not also go jump in fire again, because then you light up doubly and it's hard to get rid of.
Yeah, okay.
Maverick Mini said, well, I did it. I ordered a beautiful 18-foot pizza.
What?
Oh,
18-foot
Really big.
pizza?
We're going to have pizza for a long
You're sharing
time.
with all of us.
18 foot?
Yeah, he hit the wrong, he didn't hit shift.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Or he did hit shift. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
You got to find the club soda pond, Wad. Yeah, wash the blood off. Blood is another thing that comes in huge pools. There's sometimes there's a spell called More Blood, or it's a perk, and the perk is called More Blood.
What does that do?
It's a great perk if you also have vampirism, because every enemy you kill turns into more blood than you can imagine. There's be like a little character that you kill. It's like a little spider, and it turns into like half a screen of blood. It
What
just
the heck?
continues. The meat that it turns into after you kill it just spurts blood forever. And if you have vampirism, you can, because if you hold the down key, right, because you're WASD, if you go WAS, if you hit S to go down, you'll eat whatever's underneath you.
Oh.
So be careful, because you will throw up. This game is so in-depth. For a silly little pixel game, you can go and like eat the meat of something you've just killed, and you'll start barfing. It's hilarious.
Thank you, Watt. I tried doing that before.
This game is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
That
That's why I
means
love it
it's
so
Noida.
much. It is
pretty
so freaking great. Relapse. Have you tried Spelunky 2 or Binding of Isaac? I played Spelunky and it was pretty fun. Kind of along the same lines as this, but not as good. Because everything in this world is destructible, and that's useful to the gameplay. The strategy of the gameplay is finding ways to blow stuff up to get through it without conflict and stuff. If you get a good digging wand, you can dig through about 80% of the levels and never have to mess with any of the enemies.
Yeah.
Because you can, like, create a crevice in the wall and just drill down through the wall. And the enemies are on both sides of you, but they can't shoot through the wall.
Yeah.
So you'll just drill down through the wall and go all the way. You get all the way to the bottom, and you can get... There's a pacifist run where you don't kill anything. And in the Holy Mountain, if you do if you don't kill anything on the way and you get to the Holy Mountain, then it gives you a chest, a pacifist chest loaded with gold, usually, but sometimes it drops wands and stuff.
Maverick, yeah, it's PC.
PC game, yeah.
Lion Creative wants to know, Jordan, if you saw his dino on Discord.
I did. It's been a crazy morning, so I have not been able to respond to that. But I did, yeah. It looks great. I have not actually seen those models in person yet, and they're freaking awesome. So I was very excited to see that was what you were working on. Do you have the Tontor lion? With the Howdah? Because I want to see that. Real bad.
Is that for Conquest?
Yeah. So he was painting up like a Triceratops.
Yeah.
Which is freaking cool. Not yet. Let me know when you get a Tontor. I don't play that faction, so I'm not gonna splurge on it because it's like real expensive. But it's pretty cool. Deathspawn, do I build paint rack? Do I build a paint rack, spray booth, or just paint tonight?
Yes.
Yes.
Which one sounds more fun? Which one gets you further down the road of painting easily? Does the paint rack help you paint more in the future and feel better about it than paint rack? Or is it just an addition that is neat and ups the convenience, but you already are pretty diligent about painting?
Or do you have a thing that you want to paint really bad? That's the other part of this.
Yeah, that's the thing. What's gonna be more fun, right?
Like for me right now, not painting scales sounds like a dream.
I'm painting an owl.
It's already so cute.
It really is. I don't get taken in by cute minis much, but this one did it.
He was very adamant about not spending money at Gen Con too.
Oh, I was like, I'm not taking anything here. Screw this place. I don't need more minis. I have enough. And then owl.
That is a true story.
I didn't buy any minis, but I did spend a lot of money on other things.
Did you? Would you buy game stuff?
I bought some My Hero stuff.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
You got the card, the exclusives, and things like that. Those are mostly free, though. But you bought, like, packs and boxes
I bought
and
some
stuff?
packs. I basically bought enough to get one each of the Gen Con exclusive
Right.
formats, which they're, like, not doing again, so I could probably flip them in a little bit for more than what I spent, which is worthwhile if I don't want to keep them. But they're pretty cool, so they're from some pretty popular anime, Trigun and Cowboy Bebop. It was pretty neat.
I actually know those.
Yeah, they're. I mean, it's the new Trigun, so it's not like the Trigun that you would probably remember. But
You just call me old.
no,
You just called me old, Chet.
hey, remember I grew up with Trigun too. You're not that old.
Slayfar, hello. And I was Omicron Samurai earlier. Stopped in and said good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome in, everyone.
Hope everyone's doing great. What is today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
I have no idea.
That's the second time that you asked that question.
I have no idea what day it is.
Oh man.
Awesome. I mean, not for your wallet, but thank you. We appreciate it. Slayfar said I bought the Pro Acryl base set, tried it out. Now I ended up buying the rest of the range.
Awesome. Thank you.
R.I.P. wallet.
That's awesome.
R.I.P. wallet, but let me tell you, it will not be
Worth
R.I.P. paint
every
life.
penny.
It will do wonders for your love and appreciation for painting. Oh man.
Be sure to join the Discord.
The Discord.
Oh, Slayfar used to work for the Army Painter.
Well, hello.
Well, welcome to our side.
Hello.
Welcome to the dark side.
Welcome to the dark side.
I beg your pardon? File needs.
I sell more of your product than you do. I painted a dork store last weekend, and you painted at a dork store. The dork store. Only sold half of their stock after people watched you use white and yellow. Proof, or it never happened.
What?
Video.
That's one store. That's a very bold statement. But we do appreciate it.
Val, you're the hero we need, not the hero we deserve.
Do we even deserve a hero?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Maverick said, tools might not make the artist, but good ones certainly help.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The way I say it is that a good artist can make any tool work. A great tool can make any artist better.
Oh,
Right?
that's catchy.
Because people will ask, like, where should I start? And I'm like, you start with anything. Just be aware that if you do not understand the craft very well, cheaper tools will possibly teach you bad habits. So just be aware of that and know when to stop using those tools. Because I'm a big fan of not spending a ton of money if you're just trying to figure out if you're going to like something, right? As much as I would love everybody to come in and buy Pro Acryl and start there, the reality is that maybe you just pick up some cheap hobby store paints, like Apple Barrel, and just see if painting miniatures vibes with you if you've never done it before. And then as soon as you're like, yeah, then you've spent $15-20 on Apple Barrel paint, so like $1.50 a bottle or something like that, right? Spend like $15-20 on that and some cheap brushes from Michael's. Paint something, see if it vibes with you, and if it does, and you feel like, oh yeah, I get it, this is awesome, then start finding the tools that actually will help you become better. Because we get a lot of people that start that way, or even start with other hobby lines, and then they get our paint, and they're like, oh my god, doing the same things I was doing yesterday, doing them today with your paint makes me feel like I'm doing a better job, because our paints are just formulated to be better, but they won't do everything, right? So you got to find that progression on your own. Vile Need says, I sing your praises everywhere. And Maverick says, is it a breakaway pop hit or more of a book number? Yeah, if you can't shoot straight, then no amount of expensive gear is going to help you out, right? Well, until you get your friend to like dial in your laser sight and zero your rifle correctly, then you might be better.
You still
At least at night.
Shard, that was 110% you. The testing out with, like what Jason was just talking about? Like figuring out that you like it and then investing maybe? Trying to sell.
Despon says, I have 3 full paint sets. Don't do what I did. I'm trying to sell a full unused paint set. You know, it's funny because if you're, I have to be honest. I preach this, but for me, when I get involved in something, I go in deep. I'm like, because I generally don't get involved in things I'm not serious about doing. It doesn't mean I follow through on them all very well. I might do them for a while and really enjoy it, and then they go on a shelf and get forgotten. But I am very adamant about going in with what I believe or perceive is going to be the best product, because I kind of already done a lot of studying on it. Not always the best thing, because I can look at shelves in the history of my life that are filled with blown dollars that should have not been spent, right?
And you were telling me.
Because I did that for 2 weeks and loved it while I did it, but I could have done it cheaper, you know? Shard, you were using other brands and trying to learn some basic techniques, started with PA and saw much better results. Yeah. Yeah, the tools will make, the proper tools will make every artist better, right? You don't have to fight it and learn through bad habits and things like that. So that's kind of the way that works. What's this about a sweet robot arm? Tim's already got laser eyes.
Who's getting a robot arm now?
Trying to coax him into stuff here. I'm going to go with some yellow ochre next. And I'm going to mix. I did the base in dark golden brown. And now I'm adding all of these other colors into dark golden brown to keep the dark golden brown kind of desaturating and giving that warmth to them. So even the burnt orange and the bone and what else did I just use? I think that was it. Bone and burnt orange. So this is bone mixed with the dark golden brown, which gives you a really neat coloring. Bone is a great tint for mid-tone and shadow colors because it's not as bright as white, but it really drives that desaturation and brightness into colors that you're doing.
The robot arm was the gear that can help you shoot better even if you can't.
Oh, the
shoot
robot
straight.
arm. I have not found one of those yet. All right, so now we're going to go...
Shard, that's awesome. We appreciate that.
Yellow ochre into dark golden brown. We've got the sculpt here loses the idea of feathers around the beak there, so I got to paint them on myself. It just becomes smooth plastic in this area here, which is kind of a shame.
I'm throwing on some glazes now to try and smooth out some of these transitions a little bit better. I'm going to put a little bit of depth in there with some dark sebum, I think. Some glazes. We do dark emerald and then dark sebum. Might be kind of nice. Go ahead. Where is dark sebum? Dark sebum! Where'd you go? This one? Mm-hmm. Boom. I went to dark emerald first. So I don't want gloss finish. I don't want glaze and wash media. Boop.
Sometimes it takes experimenting to know what works for you. 100% true. Especially with art, right? Tools. I tend to talk about this with tools of all kinds in any trade, but I think with like welding and building a home and stuff, you're gonna settle in on tools really being relative to their cost. You can get tools at Harbor Freight, or you can get tools that are more expensive and are gonna work better and longer, right? But there's kind of a cut and dry at some point. You might like a hammer with a gentle curve to the handle versus straight, but there's not a lot of differentiation. Whereas when you start talking about paints and brushes and things like that, there's a lot of personality to that conversation that you have to really make your own.
And preferences too.
Well, that's what I mean, is that you're going to inject your style, how you like to paint. I remember going into a stream one day, and it was a streamer painting with a ceramic glass brush. And if you know what I'm talking about, it's a brush that has a 45-degree angled head. It's made for painting the inside of glasses and bowls. So that if you're doing artwork or glazing on the inside of ceramic bowls, you can imagine like trying to paint the inside of a glass, right? But you might want to, on the inside rim of the glass, have dots or ceramic or glazing or a name or something, and doing it like this can be really hard because you can't get down deep and get a good angle on it. So the brush has a 45 or a 35-degree kick to it. But they were using it straight on, like this, which for me drove me nuts watching it, because your hand-eye coordination is really weird. Your hand is having to hold the brush up like this to get the point to go to the same place as it would if it were straight. But they were doing great work with it. And so, I was like, as much as in my head I was screaming, I was watching this person do great work with a brush that is not intended for using on dead-on detail work. But they were making it work, so great.
These colors are so amazing. Out of the new sets. I'm using a lot of the green oxide and the dark emerald to get a lot of this like blue green, and it is just a fantastic color. It's wild.
Tim being lazy. I use these other paints because they come in triads.
Triads are
one day you'll realize that color doesn't happen in triads. Dum dum dum. But it does make it really simple to get a good base coat down when you've got a dark blue, medium blue, light blue.
Like Slayfar is asking about what triads are. I think it's like a base, mid-tone, and highlight.
You talk about like a dark color,
blue,
a mid-tone, and a highlight for it. They're all based on the same hue with just tint, tone, and shade. Jordan's got a really good series coming out that he's been cooking up that shows tint, tone, and shade using the standard, black, white triad method, but also leading you into areas that are a lot better long term that don't require you to stay on hue.
Like, this is why using tint, tones, and shades is very helpful, especially as a beginner. And then here's some reasons why you might want to think about doing something different.
Oh, no. So Slayfar, Tim was saying he got another line that is easy to use because it's triads, not Pro. He's not saying Pro Acryl is in triads. And we have them. They're just not. I mean, like, we have dark jade, we have jade, and we have bright jade.
Yeah.
We have them. We don't market them as like you have to buy these 3 colors together.
Yeah, we don't.
But they
say
do
like,
exist in several colors throughout our line. The grays have them. Those jades. What else? Yellow.
Yeah, the grays, some of the blues.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody likes us.
Technically red
Major
with
coatings,
burnt red,
thank you for
mahogany, and
follow.
bold pyro red, but they're not on hue. They're not the
Right,
same hue
yeah.
of red.
they're like, yeah. You can use them kind of the same way, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah, not built. They're built for using that way, but not built on the same hue. Your models tend to look kind of flat when you use the same hue for everything, because that's not what happens in the natural world with the way light warms and cools.
Mm-hmm. It's like, take this snake, for example, right? If this snake was just this color of green, like here, all over the snake, it would look super boring.
Yeah, the blues and stuff that you've put in there, the turquoisey kind of colors and stuff really bring it to life because you get that real jumpy green popping every now and then, the golden colors and things like that. But that's all just part of building up confidence so that you can continue to paint quick. Because I think when most people get into the hobby, their idea is to get models done quick. Especially with the way some of these games, like I know Tim's been painting like Masters of the Universe. That's like 50 models, right?
Yeah. Tim's stuff looks great though.
So if you're having to paint tons of models and you want to get them done quick, stripping out the mixing and the thinking gets models done quick.
Over 100? Jeez, Tim.
That's silly, man.
That's so many models, dude.
It says like Zombicide, right? Somebody was asking me one time, hey, I want you to paint my Zombicide box. I was like, yeah, I'm not your guy.
Yeah, no, thank you. I will pass politely.
I have never been that guy. I am definitely not your guy now.
I've never been that guy. I'm not going to be that guy for you now. Not going to happen.
Yeah, with greens going towards your light source, going warmer really works, and then into blues and turquoises and jades for your cooler shadows is really just a good... I mean, it's always sensible and easy to adopt that warmth towards the light, cool towards the shadows mentality. That's the really easy way to start adapting and migrating your hues to give you more depth on the model. So you can always do that. Then you can kind of flip that around and you can use like magentas and reds for your warmth instead of yellows, so it cools it off a little bit, and then purples for your shadows, so it cools that down even more. So you're still balancing, maybe still warmer towards the light, or maybe you have a cool light, and so you do a blue light source and you do warmth from underneath because they're standing on a lava base. You'll see that a lot. But having that balance between warmth and cool tones on your model will bring a lot of depth. And I'm not saying that everything has to look like some vignette photograph, moonlight, fire, but you still like that's not what Baby J's doing. He's not creating like a diorama feel like there's some, you can tell what the light source is. He's just creating a general light, and it's working well playing around with all the colors on the model.
We do not have conversion charts.
Slave, no, but we use and work really closely with the guys at the Paint Rack app. So there's an app for your phone called Paint Rack for Android and for iPhone, and you can get that, and it's there's a free version, and then I think you can support them by donating or their Patreon or something like that.
Yeah, the pro version is the one that gives you the paint comparison chart.
Gotcha.
Feature.
But
I think it's like $5.
Well, even the free version, you can pull up a color, and then you can select a bunch of brands, and it'll show all the swatches together.
Correct.
It just won't pull up by a color. I don't think you can then like say, I want to see what in this line looks like this. I don't know.
That I believe is how it works if you do the... I haven't done it, so I should probably...
It's pretty full featured, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Gosu, take it easy.
Bye, Gosu.
Enjoy your lunch.
Enjoy your lunch.
Yeah, we don't do it for competitors' paints because as soon as we invested all that time, they'd come out with new colors, like GW tends to do, and it'd be out of date. So we don't mess with it.
It feels much better than the Paint Track app. Yeah.
The Paint Track. Well, depends on what you're into. We don't kink shame.
Let me tell you a little something about painting scales, though.
We do scale shame.
Slayfar wants to know how we got into business with the Painting Buddha guys for the new signature sets.
Well, so we've been a big fan of Ben for years, and it was at Adepticon a couple of years back that
yeah, it was a long time ago because we had dinner with Aaron
Liz.
and
It was the year where we went out to dinner with Aaron and Liz and other Liz Beckley.
And other Liz.
Yep.
And there was someone else.
Liz, it was a friend that they brought.
Oh, okay.
Liz Beckley, Bradford, great painter, the miniature mistress.
She's so nice.
Yeah. Liz
She's like literally one of the warmest and nicest people I've met. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Liz was transitioning from using another paint line into using pretty much only Pro Acryl, and she was super excited, and she's really good friends of ours. And she brought Ben and Matt over to the booth, and they had attempted to want to do paints with some other companies out there and couldn't get a deal struck. None of the other companies did business the way they like to, things like that. And so we were like, well, I mean, we can sit down and talk with you. We were well underway with planning out the signature series at that point with John and Vince. So, we had the framework laid down. We just kind of wanted to get through the John and Vince series to see if it worked, if everybody felt like it was a good thing to do. And we got them hooked up with John and Vince to talk about it so they could see what working with us was like. And, we try to be as above board and upfront as we can so people know what they're getting into with us. And it just worked out. They're great guys. Great painters, great personalities. The big thing for us is that, kind of one of our company mantras is do cool stuff with cool people, and they fit the bill. They're very cool, funny.
I mean, the video that they recorded is hilarious.
Yeah. Germans being funny is one of the greatest things on the planet. There should be like a Instagram channel for Germans being funny. Matt's Polish, though, but same thing.
He's Polish?
Yeah.
He lives in Germany.
Seshwish, yeah. I think he lives in both.
Oh, he does?
I think he either stays or lives in Warsaw and vacations in Germany. I don't remember. But yeah, we love the idea of the signature series. When we started, it was just kind of a whim. It was like, hey, what if we made something like this work? If we could help support the artists.
Well, because technically we started with the brushes.
Yeah, the brushes is what started it, because we did Sam and Uncle Adam sets. Because we weren't ready to commit to the paint side of it. We didn't know what that would look like. Would people, respect the idea as much? Did we have the ability to produce the colors regularly enough, right? As we grow. And when we got to the point where we felt like production could keep up, we were like, yep, let's try it. I love this model.
It's so cute. Yeah, T. Schmidt, they're great. We love them. Wish that we were closer and could see them more often.
Yeah. I have not met Matt, but I have met Ben before on a couple of occasions. Never really had a chance to sit down and have a real conversation, but I have met Ben before. Looking forward to having an opportunity to do so in the future.
What was that?
I said I have not really gotten a chance to meet Matt before. Ben I've met before in passing, but haven't really ever had a chance to sit down and chat with.
Oh yeah, and they haven't been to any of the shows that you've been at so far.
Correct.
The LVO.
Well,
were they at? They were at Adepticon?
I wasn't at LVO.
No, I know you weren't.
I was at LVO.
So I don't think Matt was at Adepticon. I know Ben was at Adepticon, but he's usually pretty busy.
Yeah, he ran through and
we were crazy busy too.
Yeah,
so
right.
shook hands, but Matt wasn't able to come.
Yeah.
Ben picked up all the paint samples for Adepticon.
Is it Weird Beard? Maybe? Stoked to check out the new paints.
Hope you dig them. They're awesome.
Definitely.
I'm using Bone right now. It's fast becoming one of my favorite colors.
Always fun to have new colors around.
Yeah, I'm using a lot of the green oxide, dark emerald, dark sea ben. I'm gonna blast with it. I am in the scale, Joe, but we're having fun. Which is mostly all that matters.
Mostly all that matters.
I mean, I'm in jail.
Sometimes you wish there was more variation in your fun
Yeah, a little
than
bit.
50 million skulls on your next Space Marine, or 5 bajillion scales on the Sacrifice.
Yep. It's so fantastic.
But again,
model,
you did it to yourself.
I can't be upset. That's what I was saying. The model is fantastic, so I can't really be upset.
Crimson's awesome.
What?
It's been amazing watching people go, I didn't think gloss was going to be any good, but these paints are life-changing. Like, both of those as effects and mixers are fantastic. You got to remember that there is a reason to use any kind of finish, and they don't have to be specific to the point to where you're like, well, I don't paint that way, so I wouldn't use them. Bone here is a satin color, technically, because we had to call it that because it's not as matte as the rest of our line. But as you can see, it's not causing me any problems to paint it right next to our matte colors. Mix it with our matte colors. It doesn't matter. It still works great.
Yeah. Satin there's a very large spectrum of satin, and our satin paints really are not super shiny on that spectrum. Unless you're talking about like the actual gloss paints, which are much more.
Well, but the other day though, Jason like flicked some of the crimson on his hand, and it looked like blood splatter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like it really read like believable blood.
Ginger Beef says a good oil wash takes care of skulls. Not so much for scales.
Yeah. The problem with scales is you got to highlight them all. Oil wash is not going to help me with that, unfortunately.
Shard, you're outside your comfort zone painting orange and yellow for your Tiger Man model for August challenge. That's good.
That's the point.
T-Schmidt, you got to make Aaron and Liz at Adepticon? Yeah, they're great. Aaron Lovejoy is who we're talking about.
I enjoyed my dinner with my family, but I did miss out on that dinner this weekend. Or at Gen Con. Which is a bummer.
Got some dry dark crimson on the palette. It looks like you cut the heck out of your finger.
Yeah. Where is my bone? Speaking of that, I need to grab bone.
I'm going to do olive flush next, I think. I might go to ivory, actually. Yeah, I'm going to go to ivory.
Speaking of bone,
ivory. Base with burnt red, then build up to burnt orange. Loving it, actually. Yeah, that's the way I would do it. If you want a warmer orange, for sure. Believe it or not, magenta works great building up into orange. You did it on you moved more into your purple out of your orange and yellows into the magenta and then into the purple. As a Lisa Frank kind of homage, but it really works good using the magenta as a base for oranges and yellows because it'll warm it up still, but has a little hint of that almost bluishness to it.
Jade, that's awesome. Jade said, just able to truly tune in, saw the owl. Today would have been my Grammy's birthday, and she loved owls, so thank you for the extra and much needed smile.
That's awesome.
I love that. It's such a cute owl. And happy birthday to you, Grammy.
It stared at me from across the aisle at Gen Con the entire show. Whoop.
T-Schmid, first day, right? I think you said? About to go recover the minions from the bus. Hopefully they had a good day back to the education grind.
Oh, heck yeah. It's amazing how much of an appreciation I had for school many years after having been there. Took a while. I remember being like, man, going to school is lame. And then you're like, wait a second. So they just give you like 3 months off during the middle of the year? That's like pretty awesome. Why don't I get 3 months or 2 months off during the middle of the year for work?
Hey, shush.
Like, that's not how that works.
Shush you.
Hey.
We'll have none of that
Hold
here.
on.
None of that talk here.
Oh, is there more?
Well, no, I was just going to react to his statement by saying that Monday was a really boring day for me and I almost came into work.
That's the thing, right? When you do what you love, it makes it hard to stay away.
Yeah.
Well, and so one of my biggest pet peeves when I was a teacher would be when I would be like, oh my gosh, spring break could not come soon enough. I'm so happy I have this week to recover. And all my friends were like, I want a spring break. Why don't I get a spring break? I should be a teacher so I can get spring break. I'm like, yeah, that's why you become a teacher. Like,
No.
No.
That's not why you become a teacher. It's a perk
It's not even a
In,
perk.
it's a perk in a job that needs more perks.
Yeah, it's not even a perk.
Yeah.
Because really, vacation is not vacation when you're a teacher.
Oh yeah, you still working?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's.
But I would get bored during the summer.
Yeah.
Phantom of Truth wants to know if we all have preferred sandwiches.
Sandwiches?
Sandwiches.
My favorite sandwich is chicken fried steak, but it's very hard to find.
Like a chicken fried steak sandwich?
Huh?
Interesting.
Slice of American cheese, chicken fried steak, lettuce, tomato, done. Maybe a little bit of mayo.
I mean, I would say like a nice grilled chicken club is probably among my favorite. I am partial to chicken in general, and I find that clubs are a very satisfying way to consume said food item.
That's a really difficult question.
Because I also love BLTs. So.
Yeah, Jason.
Kind of
does
depends
like
on
a
where you're ordering
BLT.
it from.
Yeah, and like your mood. Because sometimes
Yeah.
just a delicious sandwich that I make in my kitchen is what I want, with a nice crispy piece of iceberg lettuce,
Yep.
some pickles, some mustard.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I make a better grilled chicken sandwich than any restaurant that I've ever been to.
A good good old fashioned grilled cheese is always nice, but not overly cheesy. I went somewhere once. We went out to a restaurant once, and I had like the five cheese grilled cheese, and
That
it
was
was
too
too many
much.
cheeses.
3 is like a good number.
3, I think, is
2 or
pretty
3.
much all you can handle.
Yeah.
I like when we get our staff meeting lunches from Saks. Their egg salad is so good.
Oh, yeah. See, I love egg salad. Good egg salad sandwich. Rates.
Xenobon said there was an awesome little shop in Tempe that had a chicken fried steak sandwich so damn good. Did it close?
Ike's here
Ike's.
in Arizona has got an okay one.
Ike's. I love the sandwich I get from Ike's. That's definitely high on my list.
Man, I have not
of
been
favorites.
to Ike's in so long.
We could do that for next week's meeting.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh, that is next week, isn't it?
Well, it said, give me all the processed meats that are going to kill me. Italian sub all the way.
Depends on where you're getting the Italian sub. If you're getting it from like a real deli, that's not so processed. That's just gonna be good.
But it's still processed.
Well,
Salami is always processed.
All Phantom of Truth.
well, I ain't putting a salami. Well,
Sure you are.
You don't owe us a sandwich for bronze.
what?
Phantom Truth said, so if there was something sent to the shop, best all around, I owe you a sandwich for some bronze.
Nope. You don't owe us anything.
I don't think so.
I don't think you owe us anything.
I don't think so.
What have I missed?
Chompies. I think all the Chompies closed.
Oh, yeah. Chompies I haven't heard of in a long time, actually.
Ginger Beef said, can you stop talking about food? Last time I had to go home and make pot roast.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I feel like we're doing you a favor.
Yeah, I don't see the problem. You're talking about a good thing here. Making power roast sounds great.
Cheesesteak with whiz, said T. Schmid.
I mean, that's pretty good too.
Not going to ever find me complaining.
Gotta be with whiz.
Oh,
though.
they just moved. Well, the one in Tempe closed. 32nd Street and Cactus.
Yeah, salami,
Yeah, we'll never go
pepperoni, capicola. Salt meats.
If I can't get Jason to go to 3rd Street and Bell for Chino Bandito, I'm not getting him to go to 32nd and Cactus for Chompies.
How did I become the bad guy here?
I don't know. It's making me laugh.
I feel like I just became the bad guy.
You
somehow.
did.
The problem is I go pick up dinner after work. I ain't driving to get Chino Bandito
no,
after
that's
work.
a weekend trip.
Yeah.
I still need to go to Chino Bandito.
Slayer Street said the snake is looking killer, baby J.
Why, thank you so much. Slayer Street, it was very kind of you. Snake Jail is doing its job. And by doing its job, I mean
Weird
making
Bird
me
or Weird Beard Chompies at PV Mall? Because I feel like 32nd and Cactus is probably not too far from where PV Mall was, right? Wasn't that like Cactus and Tatum? Oh, they moved. Okay, PV Mall is the one that moved. Okay. So, but that's not too far though, right? The Tempe one used to be Perkins. And I would go there all the time in college. And then it should change to Chompies, and that would be where we would go after Pat's Run, the one in Tempe. Yeah, I don't think Perkins exists anymore.
What's that? Perkins?
Perkins.
Like a breakfast place, right?
I mean, it was, yeah, it's kind of like a Denny's.
Kind of like a Denny's
They had
meets
everything.
Applebee's kind of place.
24-hour diner type food.
They still have Perkins in Colorado.
Still now? They may have closed. I think they all closed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's where I had Perkins. We'd have to ask Carter. Perkins was everywhere in Colorado.
Well, it was a nationwide chain. Google will know. Oh, Perkins Restaurant. They still have a website.
Yeah, there's a Perkins at the truck stop he gets fuel at.
Oh,
Yeah, I think they're still around.
still a bunch of Minnesota. That's where I think it. Oh, I don't. Maybe it's not from there.
It's a Midwest restaurant.
But I used to go. So when I'm from Minnesota, and my cousin worked at Perkins when I was a little kid, and I didn't like. I was a really picky eater when I was a little kid, but I liked to go to Perkins because they had this little like wishing well thing that was filled with stupid toys, and after you ate your meal, like for the kids, if you cleaned your plate, you could go and get a little toy out of the wishing well.
That's
And it was
funny.
junk, like plastic rings and just stupid stuff. But I lived for that when I was a little kid. Well, there's one in Bullhead City, Arizona. That's the closest one. But they do still appear to have many locations around the country, just not in Arizona. Slavefar, they are making videos that will be coming out soon.
Yeah.
They don't have
Yes.
videos just yet.
Yeah. We have one recorded that's looking really good. And more to come.
I meant Ben and Matt.
Ben and Matt.
Oh, never
That's what they were
mind.
asking.
Sorry. Different conversation. We were talking about the videos that we were working on earlier, so wasn't sure. But yes, the Ben and Matt videos are awesome.
We like Bosa. There's a Bosa within walking distance from our current
Bosa's
location,
amazing,
and we
yeah.
get their donuts. Jason and I go there like every other week and get donuts
Pretty much Sundays.
on Sundays. And then every once in a while, like a couple times a month here, we'll get
Sandwiches.
their sandwiches for lunch. They have pretty good sandwiches.
They mess them up all the time, though.
Yeah, they never get. Well, we also go in there and try and order like 10 sandwiches at a time.
Yeah, usually they're
not quite
pretty good if
equipped
you're
for that.
doing like the one. But if all bets are off if you're doing like 10 or 5.
They're on the way. Slavefar, they went out on Monday. They should have PK Pro should have them anytime now, and Yeah, just keep checking because literally they have been shipped out and they should have them any day now. So stick with it.
They're on the way. Oh. Alright, Snake Lady. Snake is almost done, I think. We're really narrowing in on the finish line on this snake. Does that mean I can leave snake jail soon?
No.
No.
You have to paint another one.
Oh my gosh.
Guess what your next model is? The Sacrifice Part 2.
I'm just dry brushing that
Snake's
darn snake.
Revenge. The Scales Strike Back.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. The Scales Strike Back.
This model is so fun. Ginger, this is good and all, but go to Costco, get a strip loin, some provolone and mozzarella, fresh buns, make up a big ass Philly cheesesteak. So that's a steak and cheese.
Philly cheesesteak has cheese whiz.
Yeah. Alpha Legion Titan. All scales. We have a Warhound for him. All scales. And I want him smaller than on that one. I want him to be smaller than that scale.
No.
Scale. That scale of scales.
Nope.
I don't like Alpha Legion, so
I
that's
quit.
not going to happen.
I'm done. I'm out. I'm over it.
Jen just says, depends on where you go. We're like, no, it doesn't.
Tim's like, you've never been, have you?
It's like, no, it doesn't. There's places that'll try to pull it off as if a Philly cheesesteak has mozzarella and...
Big can of cheese whiz. That's what needs to be in the cheesesteak.
Yeah, if you walk into a restaurant, you don't see a big old
If you
can
don't
of
see
cheese
the big old
whiz.
can of cheese whiz
If your
and they
cheese
say they
doesn't
got
come out of a can,
cheesesteaks,
it ain't a Philly cheesesteak. It's just a steak and cheese, which
use
is fine.
GTFO.
I'm
That's
not
your
belittling a
place.
steak and cheese. There's a good time for a steak and cheese, but
But if you're looking for a cheese steak with
freehand scales. Yeah, we'll add another layer of depth to it.
You guys
Harry's
want
just-
me to die.
Harry's just tracing. I mean, let's be honest.
You know what's more work? Tracing it.
To some extent.
To this extent, yes. In this particular instance, yes. It is in fact more work.
you just taunt them. Tim's favorite thing to do out of town is
Just order,
Philly
yeah, I'll take a Philly
cheesesteak.
cheesesteak, and then they
Say,
bring it and go, this is not a
"That's
Philly
not
cheesesteak.
it."
Take it back. Your mother's a tracer.
Mother's a tracer.
That was like chasing Amy.
He's a tracer. Or he's an inker. Yeah. No, he's a tracer.
He was a tracer.
Yeah.
You're just a tracer. I'm an inker.
Love that movie.
Oh, the comic book dilemma.
The comic book dilemma?
Yeah, inkers.
Oh.
Getting a bad rap for being tracers.
Oh. That's a bummer.
All you do is trace. You're not an artist.
Major Konings wants to know where the owl model is from.
It's from Hit Point Press, and don't ask me what it's called. It's some sort of RPG character thing. So a little warrior.
They came in a little set.
Yeah, but Hit
Jason
Point
showed it
Press,
to me,
I think
said, "You're gonna hate this."
hitpointpress.com is their website, Hit Point Press. And this thing was on a big poster at Gen Con. Their booth was right across from ours. And so this owl,
Oh, this is all lost on him because he doesn't have sound.
oh
So
no,
What was the name of the place?
Hit Point Press.
Hit Point?
Yes.
I think all one word.
Hit
I don't
Point.
think there's a hyphen. I think it's just all one word,
Press.
Hit Point. That's your health, Jen. Just
Huh?
to raise your nerd standards over there.
What?
That's how we refer to health is hit points. How
Oh.
many hit points do you have?
finish into the piece. Hello, Phoenix Mercer.
What's going on, Phoenix?
Phoenix, hello. I'm saying hello from jail. I'm in jail.
Baby J's in scale jail today.
Scale jail.
Scale jail.
Yeah, we only use our own brushes.
Yeah,
That's one of our old.
this is an old, big old
BAB.
Bombwick artillery brush. The BAB. But yes, we do only use our brushes here. No need for any other brushes.
Dollar bills, y'all.
What? Major Conings, thank you.
Thank you so much
Oh, you can't hear that.
for the bits. How's your little owl man going over there?
I just love his face.
I just love his
He's
face.
like, hello! Except he's cursing at you.
So
This
like
is
me
my
then.
character. I now need an RPG group, and this is my character. I don't care what you say. I don't care what your idea as a DM is for your party. I'm this guy. And I am going to cuss a lot and smoke, get drunk, and chase chicks.
I was just gonna say you gotta be grabbing some butts. Or
You
something.
got to grab butts
Yeah.
and chase chicks. You're just the biggest carouser. And the rest of the party has to be built around it as like big, ugly, freaking, like scary dudes that are all very gentle, There has to be like a complete opposite gigantic ogre, half ogre, who's like always drooling and, has no table manners and all that, but is just the nicest guy and has a really proper British accent.
Yeah.
The other one has to be like, oi, it's so good to see you again. Shavenger says, what was the last non-monument hobbies brush you reached for and thought, well, we have to add this to the offerings? It would be the dome dry
I was
brushes,
gonna say the dry brushes are the newest ones.
but we don't. No, we have all the rounds. I mean, artist rounds are all you need for painting miniatures, other than the occasional flat dry brush and then the dome dry brushes. We held off on the dome dry brushes because it was a marketing thing at first, and we didn't want to just jump on it, But the more I used them, the more we had samples from like 2016, and the more we used them in the background here, the more I was like, I feel like we can separate these from the angled dry brushes enough for why you would use them.
The domes.
So we finally brought them on.
Yeah, I like the domes.
Basalt said "oi" is 100% proper English.
Yes.
I mean, they say it all the time on Ted Lasso. So.
It's hey.
It's like, hey, yeah.
Hey. Half-orc, peaceful cleric. Yes, exactly. And then my foul-mouthed owl warrior, who's like 2 feet tall. That's the thing I love about it. He's like this little short. Like, he's always going to win because he's like chopping your ankles off, right? Like, what's up with the little guy? Ow!
All right. I think I'm gonna hold on scales. I think we're just about done in scale jail.
Well, Automaton said, I mean, if you aren't a group of sex, drugs, and rock and rolling murder hobos, are you really even playing D&D?
It's your type of D&D, man.
Otherwise-
I don't go for that. I think there's always a good in-character version of that, but I feel like there always needs to be a little tension in the group. Right?
You gotta have somebody who looks at your character who's doing all these weird things and goes, maybe we shouldn't do those things.
Yeah, the paladin that's always shaking his head.
Sounds like me. Let's not do that.
Relapse at sex. Listen, sex, drugs, and rock and roll has almost kept me out of trouble a bunch of times.
Has almost kept you out of trouble lots of times. That's not good enough.
Ooh, Lod said lies. Baby J isn't done with the scales. He's just giving up.
Whoa. Whoa, Wad Tomato. N. You don't even deserve the N anymore. For that disrespect. You don't even get the
Not
N.
worthy of the N.
Yeah, you're just Wad Tomato. Yeah. Be throwing shots over here like that.
I'm staying out of this one, Wad.
Sirens, they're coming for you.
Yeah, Wad, they're coming
after
for you.
Wad.
Called the cops on you.
Go 159.
It is that time.
159.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like quitting time.
Really
159.
oh, that quitting time. yeah.
Unfortunately, I have a 2:30.
So we gotta wrap up a.
I also have a ton of
Pretty
stuff that I
soon.
gotta get done today.
I got pretty far in his face.
The face looks cute.
All right.
I'm fully invested in this now though, because like I'm looking at this and I'm imagining him talking with like this gravelly voice.
Oh yeah, he has
Yeah.
to. He has to have this really screwed up granny smoker voice. He's always just really mean.
Yeah.
It's mean spirited, but then comes at you like this. Oh, you got a problem? What are you looking at?
Hey, somebody likes us.
Crazy Dave.
Perfect timing.
That timing was amazing.
Perfect timing. Yeah, I feel like he'd be perfect in that position. Just a cantankerous little bastage.
Yeah. Jumping and flapping to make eye contact. Yeah, and it just like kind of waddles around like all quick.
Oh, he can never fly because he's always drunk.
Correct.
I can just always see him having to pick him up off the floor, you know, as he's falling out of his chair in the bar. They're in the pub trying to find a new mission, new journey to go on. He's drunk in the corner, singes his feathers, his chair tips over, and he falls into the fireplace all the time. But he can turn his head all the way around. So if you talk about him behind his back, there's no behind his back.
Yeah.
He can always like turn around and stare at you from the other direction. You're not talking about me, are you?
Why, yes, we were.
Yeah, and he's got plate mail on. Little stubby.
Pockets full of cigarette butts and beer bottle caps.
Yeah, exactly. He's in full armor. Full plate, shield, short sword. Short sword's really a letter opener.
Yeah.
He's so small. But he's got it honed to a nice sharp edge. Molecular. Single molecule. Vorpal sword. That everybody's always afraid that he wields his magical sword because he's always drunk. So everybody clears a wide path around the little guy. The healing potion is NyQuil. No, it's like Boone's Farm.
Boone's Farm.
He just has yeah. He dumps out all of his potions and fills them up with like really cheap
Strawberry
liquor.
Fields.
Yeah, he's got Strawberry Fields, Boone's Farm, Night Train. You know? Everybody goes, hey, I need one of those healing salves. And he pitches it over to them and they choke. Take a sip. Ah, what is this? It's Night Train. Puts hair on your chest.
Hey, fills me up
Puts
good.
feathers on your chest. Shut up, human. I need to do this now. This needs to become a thing.
All right, Gabe.
This needs to be a
happen.
thing. I have the miniature, and he'll be painted. Mad Dog.
Mad Dog 2020.
I love it. It's Mad Dog 4040.
Yeah.
We're going double.
Double.
This one goes to 11.
Double shot.
Rolls his own smoke because the system doesn't trust him. They put stuff in the tobacco.
His name is Mad Dog. Yeah.
His name is Mad Dog. Yeah, oh, that's got to be it.
Mad Dog 44.
It's got to be it.
Yeah.
They just call him Mad Dog.
Yeah. MD.
His name is Percy Chevalier,
Chevalier.
but they just call him Mad Dog.
Mad Dog. MD. The doctor.
Yeah, exactly. But he's Percy Chevalier. If anybody calls him Percy, they die.
Yeah.
He stabs them with his letter
He was
opener.
Shanked by the letter opener.
Next time I'll stab you higher. He just gets him in the ankle. Cuts their Achilles. Call me Percy again, I'll stab you higher.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has to protect their junk. Everybody wonders why everybody in their party has like a metal cod piece. Right? Because the owl is swinging a sword around at waist level the whole time.
He knows all about it.
He knows all about it.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, whoever it is, what are those guys that get all the money and the attention for D&D stuff? They had a big Kickstarter. Critical Role.
Critical Role?
Watch out, we'll take over that whole thing. If they got me playing this owl and we have a good supporting cast, we've just ruined their careers. We've just ruined their careers.
Yeah, it was Mad Dog 2020.
Gen Z Unicorn.
There's a blogger named Mad Dog 4040.
Your owl friend should have a little snail friend.
A snail. He has a snail in his pocket.
Yeah.
Carries around good luck.
Yeah. It's weird. It's got a little bomb on its back.
There's a bomb on it.
Yeah.
I have to RP this character on a commercial in cosplay. I have to dress up like a 2-foot tall owl. It's gonna be tough.
Like you just like gluing gluing feathers to your face.
Oh yeah, just haphazard.
Like a beak.
Yeah, just haphazard.
So I get on Instagram, I have sponsored posts from Amazon and Amazon Fashion. And last night, as I was scrolling, the first image in the carousel was a man, and he had this black, feathery, like cape thing on, and I was like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Who's buying this?" And then I read the caption. It did say, thankfully, it said Halloween costume. But I think that would be perfect.
Yes.
It sounds exactly like what you're describing.
Yes, I need a feather coat,
Yep.
a shield, a letter opener, and roll my own cigarettes.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I'm gonna go turn the airbrush compressor off.
Yes. Just be drunk and belligerent at work. Film it the wrong way on an old iPhone.
Oh, is it?
I was like, where do I look the most when I leave? And I was like, the door and the lights.
Yes. Mad Bird.
Mad bird. Bird mad.
I have to say Percy Chevalier. We got to write that down.
Is it Percival Chevalier?
Percival
There
Chevalier.
you go. I like that better.
Percival Chevalier.
How
put
far
it
down the
in
lineage are you?
chat.
Are you the fourth? First of your
Yeah,
kind?
it's got to have a number.
No, I'm
It's gotta
first
be
of my name. Percival Chevalier, first of his name. The fifth. Percival Chevalier the fifth.
The fifth?
That would be good
first
because
of
it's
his
like a
name.
fifth of vodka.
Yeah. It should be the fifth, first of his name.
The fifth first of his name. He's the only one that made it out of the nest.
Yeah.
Mom kept trying for a Percival. They kept falling to their death.
Oh my gosh.
I just put it in chat for you.
Wonderful.
It's gonna happen. Somebody now is gonna have to. Hey, Gabe, you're gonna have to pull it together. You're gonna have to pull it together. I'll have to leave him on the painting handle when we go into adventures so that he feels taller.
Like Cora.
He has a lackey. He has a lackey that pushes him around on a high wheelbarrow into combat.
You should sculpt him.
It's like a Rocket and Groot kind of thing. He needs a Groot.
An oversized
Oh yeah,
snail.
for sure.
He needs a Groot.
Yeah.
He's like a foul mouth
Yep.
owl,
Yep.
2 feet tall, 18 inches tall. He needs a Groot that he rides into battle,
Yeah.
right? Or like Wolverine and Cyclops, they throw him, pick him up by the nape of his neck, and toss him at the bad guys. This has so many directions it could go. Wad says, pull it together after you finish pulling yourself back together. Oh yeah, I stabbed Gabe a bunch of times today. Sorry, Gabe. An owl with an int familiar. That tracks. Yeah, it's a nest. Do owls nest? I feel like they have to, right? They're birds.
Probably.
Yeah. So the int has like at the top of its head a nest.
This is a big nest.
And he just rides in the nest with his sword out.
You need to sculpt this.
Yeah, we need an int that he sits in the nest. I think Jen's got us done. Jen's like, we're finished.
And he comes early, so I'm trying to get ready.
All right. Shall we close it out?
We will close it out. We are done. He gets super pissed if someone calls him Hootie. Hey, nobody calls me Hootie. Thanks for hanging out, watching the paint dry with us. Baby J's been stuck in scale jail, and I have painted Percival Chevalier the Fifth's face.
First of his name.
Oh, first of his name.
Yeah.
They don't nest, they just stay at Holiday Inn Express. Ain't nobody got time for nests. But thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna be working on this guy for the next couple of days. We're gonna do some bitchin' non-metallic metal steel armor. Some gold.
I'm into it.
Some fun stuff on this
Yes.
guy. I mean, he's literally like
Please,
not
all
even, he's barely bigger than my thumbnail.
That's
it's being
actually
a lot of fun to paint.
Well, thank you guys so much. Don't forget, we're going to go find somebody to raid, or we've probably already found somebody to raid, because Jen's on top of things. Don't forget, we stream 5 days a week.
5.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
5.
Like
You got to put up
today.
with us 5 times.
Yeah. We stream from 12 to 2, or 2:10. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we stream from 2 to 5. So make sure to catch us. We got all the wonderful links up for the Discord, where you can go hang out, partake in challenges, talk painting with a bunch of wonderful and amazing artists around. All of the paints that we've been using on stream today, including all the new ones, are available on our website right now.
Go get him.
Go get them.
Go get them.
And then if you want to find them at a local store near you, some in
Good luck,
overseas
because they're always
areas-
sold out.
Yeah, also that.
Get
Or-
there early.
Get there early. They can find
Especially if
that
you're
on
trying to
their,
buy white, get to your store early.
store locator.
Thanks for hanging with us. Have a wonderful evening. Stick around, show some love in the chat we wind up in for the raid, and we will see you back here on the flip side.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.